This series is implemented in partnership with PhotoWings, and we're always very thankful for that. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to this VII Community event. My name is Anush Babajanyan. I'm a photojournalist. I'm a contributing photographer to the VII Foundation, and I'm honored and always happy to host these series. So every few months, the series invites photographers from the VII community to present their stories. And today, in this episode, we welcome members of the VII community to discuss their recent Sony World Photography Award winning projects. Congratulations to all of you guys. This is amazing to get to know you. This is an amazing award, of course. I actually remember just now that in 2018, I won second place in the portrait category. So it was a great time. And there was an exhibition in, I think, the Somerset House in London. So I just learned that you all met there already before this event. And it's wonderful that we can connect you guys once again through this VII Community event. So congratulations once again. So we will begin. This is the day of presentations, and we're very curious to see your winning stories, to hear about them, to ask questions. Very excited about this. Okay, so the first to present today is Jubair Ahmed Arnob. So Jubair, you're based in Bangladesh. You are the winner of this World Photography Award in the student category, and you are presenting your project, The Place Where I Used to Play, today, about the transformation of Dhaka. Tell us more about it. We're very curious to see the photography, to hear the stories, please.
Hello, Anush. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. It's a real pleasure to be here today and to share my experience with all of you. My name is Jubair Ahmed Arnob. You can call me Jubair. I'm a documentary photographer from Bangladesh. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the VII Academy for creating opportunities for emerging photographers around the world. And being part of the 2025 one-to-one mentorship program has been one of the most transformative experiences of my journey. Their support has had a lasting impact on my practice, and I hope that by sharing my experience today, I can encourage other emerging photographers to embrace opportunities like this and trust their own voices and remain committed to telling meaningful stories. Basically, this is a story about the place where I grew up in Dhaka, Bangladesh. I have witnessed its transformation from the very beginning, and there was once a river called the Balu, but it has now disappeared. The places where I spent my childhood playing have been rapidly replaced by concrete walls and a commercial buildings. Those changes inspired me to begin this project 3 years ago. And looking back now, I realized just how quickly everything has changed. It's not only my neighborhood that has transformed, Dhaka itself is changing so fast that sometimes it's difficult to recognize. Through this project, I explore urbanization through my own memories and lived experiences. It's about how these changes shape our lives, how they affect our emotional connections to place, and how we continue to remember places that no longer exist in the way we once knew them. When Sony announced the theme Togetherness, I carefully selected and sequenced photographs from this ongoing body of work that resonate with that theme. The project itself explores a much broader narrative, but for the competition, I focused on images that reflected human connections, shared experiences, and the different ways people come together. Although this is an interpretive story, I won't go through each photograph individually. Instead, I would love to hear your thoughts and interpretation of the work. So we can begin.
This is really beautiful, Jubair, and you can tell us a little bit about the photography that you're sharing with us. maybe some backstories or
I would like to share. I think I will go the image first, then I will share the more more about the images, how and why I made it. So it's interpretive. I try to audience to see first, then I will introduce the idea how I am doing this.
Mhm.
Okay, I have started this project last 3 years ago. So this is from my neighborhood in Dhaka, Bangladesh. I am doing this project last 3 years. So basically, it inspires me because the changes how it has changed so fast. So did you see the news about Venezuela today? Those 7.1 and 7.5 magnitude earthquakes have made this Venezuela's most historic natural disaster ever. Officials say the number of injuries could rise from 10,000 to 1 lakh. So last year, Bangladesh had a same 5.6 magnitude earthquake, and officials are now warning that even a magnitude 7 earthquake could turn parts of Dhaka into dead zone, and no one will come to save the people there. The affected areas could be declared as wrecked zones. And honestly, it's scary when you think about how almost 96% of the buildings here weren't even built with proper approval. In recent Bangladesh has just faces another earthquake, and we are living in a red alert zone. Dhaka is growing so fast, it's hard to even process. More than 23 million people live into these teeny spaces, just 306 square kilometers. It's now the second most crowded city in the world, and it's expanding at 4.2% every year. That's more than double the global rate. And that's where the real problem is. Development is happening so fast, but it's all driven by profit. Communities get pushed aside, green spaces disappear, the environment just gets sold up. In this capital of crowded place, one learned tree stands for every 28 souls. One of the main reasons is centralization. Under modern capitalist systems, everything is being controlled and monitored through centralization, and this is what drives it. If the system didn't concentrate power in specific areas, but instead focus on individual progress, people would not be forced to leave their homes and relocate. Beyond that, Bangladesh is widely recognized as one of the world's most vulnerable nations to to climate change. They are being pushed by rising waters, by lost farmland, by climate disasters. By 2050, more than half of the country, around 56%, may be living in cities. So everything is simply exploding. Buildings, roads, crowds, but none of it is planned. It feels like the right moment to ask ourselves, how long can we keep building like this? Honestly, I just feel like if we don't start putting the environment first when we build our cities, we are going to pay a much bigger price later. So that was the presentation part, and this work has been already received some recognition, including the Sony World Photography Award, Lucy Grant Award, the RPS Documentary Award. This year I was runners-up at Jubair Masterclass 2, and in 2026 my work will be part of a UK touring exhibition throughout the year in different cities across the country. And it also is now happening my exhibitions in Japan, Italy, Middlesbrough, Strand, Cambridge, and Los Angeles, Philippines, Thailand. So it's just ongoing process. And I'm not thinking about this project on a much bigger scale. And I'm planning to divide it into different chapters so it can have a strong impact on society. And my vision is to eventually turn it into photo book. And I will be looking for funding to continue developing the work. And thank you all for giving me the floor to share my work with you.
Thank you to Jubair. Beautiful project and great to know about your plans. That's something that I would be curious about. So you're thinking about a book, and I think this photography would really look amazing in a really nice large photography book. But the way you speak about the project and your approach is, of course, interesting, well thought of, and well researched. But to me, your photography felt also personal. It's as if you are researching and trying to understand this place and its transformation also for yourself as a person. Can you tell me what this project meant for you personally? What kind of an exploration was it for you as a person who grew up in Dhaka?
First of all, actually, I was used to play there, and I grew up in these places. So when I have seen that the place has been changing day by day, so then I realized I should document it. So I have started this project. But it's not only my places. That Dhaka is growing so fast. So I am trying to doing my work in a large scale through the whole Dhaka. And the next time I will focus on the kind of Bangladesh is so much overpopulated country. So I will focus on the congested populations areas also. And I'm trying to do some more research about the other countries, how they are facing and how they are trying to solve this problem.
Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you so much. Beautiful photography, an amazing emotional approach. So thank you for this. Okay,
Thank you so
Jubair.
much.
Yeah. Okay. Then we'll be moving forward. Amazing. Now we're moving towards Sergio Meléndez Cava. Sergio is a Peruvian photographer, and his project, which is called Things Fall Back into Place at Night and Other Stories. It was shortlisted for both the creative category and the Latin America Professional Award. And his work considers the nature of memory and home, body and trauma. And we would be very curious to hear from you, Sergio, about this body of work. Welcome. Please, you're welcome to start.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sergio, and the project began.
Oh, we cannot hear you.
No, you can hear me.
Or it's only me that cannot hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, Sergio, properly.
Hello, you hear
Yes,
me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
yes.
All right.
Okay, then it's only me. Okay.
All right. All right. So hi, hello everyone. I'm Sergio. I'm from Peru, and this story began with a very dark story because when I was a child, I suffered sexual abuse for a cousin. So, when I was something like 12 years old, something like that, I was researching the album familiar of the family, and I found some photographies that appear discussing with me. So, I tried to remove all the pictures and go to the trash. but my parents, that they already know all the truth, they decide to take the pictures, and they told me that they are going to fix it. And some years passed, and I see these pictures with a specific cut where the cousin was. So this is the start of the project. This is like the question that it's in the bound of all the project. When I started to study in the institute, I study and investigate why all of this silence happened in a context of a family living in Cono Norte from Lima, because there are some cases that happen a lot in this specific place, and they all make silence. And I started to research, to read why all of this happened, and also question the families. And well, for racism and migration, internal migration, the answer is that the most important for these families is the family. So they're going to try to stay in family because it's very important for them, for me too, to the point that they are going to cover a sexual abuse case. No, that's why it's so important to the project, to represent myself like a portrait, auto portrait, but in the house, because the house have a lot of meaning of the project, because it's where all of this happen. And I try to use black and white and a lot of grain, because it I feel that it's like the language of the trauma speaking. And also the territory of Cono Norte of Lima, there are a lot of mountains, and they are like cover all of these districts of Lima. And it's something similar that my parents do, like cover my story. So I use I don't know how to say it in English, camarote, the bed that is two floors, no. So I use this bed, and also the house, and also the territory, to to make feel like a jail, no, because all my story was like cover all of these years, and I'm trying to make some light. And this is also important why I use black and white, because the black also helped me to cover some parts of the pictures, and the white, it's like me trying to make to put some light in my story, no. And there are some cases that the pictures have a white very very burn, because the truth in my story, it's pain, it's painful, and also have to be this painful in the picture. So the white, that's why it's also sometimes a little bit gray, something like that. uh, I think that I don't forget anything, and it's yes, I think.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you were finished, or you're showing still.
No, I think that I tell everything.
Okay, but if you have more photos to share, we can watch them.
Yes, yes. Well, these pictures, it's like the territory, and I'm trying to do a lot of like when you have a nightmare at night, the nightmare comes back when it's the day, and you don't remember specifically what happened, but you have the feeling that something bad happened. And it's kind of what happened with me. I don't remember specific what I live, but I feel it, and it comes like once to like from behind, no. And that's why I some pictures feels like that, because it's like a nightmare. And also, well, the title of the project, things, las cosas vuelven a su sitio por la noche y otros cuentos. It means that all of these things that you don't tell, that you cover, uh, finally it's going to know everybody, no. And other stories, it's specifically because when I was a child, my parents used to tell me stories at night, and all the books that he carry finish with this specific title. There are also some pictures that have patterns, like something like that. And yes, I like trying to a little bit play with this, because these patterns also help me to cover some things. So we are in a part of the PDF that appears the family, because it's also important. The family was like very specific, because they take part in a lot of decisions in my life. And it's also like the connection, family and me. Well, this, like this picture in the left, is a mural of all the families of the photograph of the family. And I take like a hole. The specific hole is the same that they made in the picture when the abuser appear. So that's why there is this specific hole. And yeah, it's like there is also trying to show how the abuser represent like a monster. And well, also this project helped me a lot, because like 5 6 years ago was very difficult to talk about this. Like I always finish like crying, something like that. And I think that make the project helps to see all of this problem, but like face to face, because when I started to take photos, I can ask and answer questions of this. So yes, this helped me a lot to the problem. Yes, we still see the part of the PDF that show the family. And also this is like my hands holding the truth. It's like a good finish for the project, because it's like the representation of finally I have the opportunity to have all the truth in my hands.
Wow, Sergio. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, first of all, for sharing this. Um, I think it's a. We'll see. You didn't finish crying, but now I think every one of us is crying. First of all, of course, it's very courageous. I will probably not be the first one to tell you to share this project with people, to share it with the world. Now with this award, I guess it will be shared even wider. And you answered this question that I had in mind while you were telling us the story. Whether it has transformed anything in you, the working on this photography, and you said that it was actually helpful for you and that it supported you, and that is good to know. And I think the way you approached the night itself as a time that feels difficult and monstrous for just many people. The way you brought that in, the way you bring in the light is amazing. The way you can represent those abstract fears as something haunting you through the photography that is unclear, that is abstract, but also very understandable in terms of the emotion that it brings up in you, and the way you bring that abstract photography together with actual images, documenting, showing the people more or less. You don't show a lot of the faces, and so you're bringing an informative and documentary aspect together with very artistic, emotional, deeply heavy photography, and it's amazing. So I don't have any questions for you because you answered them. It's amazing. And are you thinking to put this together in a book, or how would you like to keep sharing it with people? What do you think?
Well, I don't know exactly now what I want to do. I was thinking maybe in a book, but I don't feel I don't feel that I'm a good sequencing and make like a strong sequencing of books. So yes, I'm thinking and thinking, but yes,
No, I think, just as an opinion, the sequencing can be done very. It's very possible because this project already feels like a body of work. It's black and white photography. It all has the voice that is yours. So the sequencing is definitely more than possible. Then the other question is whether you see it as a book, whether you feel like sharing that with people in that format. But if just in case you need an opinion, sequencing is definitely not an issue. It would be an incredibly interesting, deep book. Also, if it includes some text and words from you, yeah, there is great potential. But that is only, of course, if you feel like it, if you're ready for it.
yeah,
Amazing.
I think that maybe there is also like well, in like 2 years ago, I don't feel it like have to be like published or something like that. But now I think that yes, because all my family, and not only the nuclear family, but also my other family, my aunts, no, my grandmother, also know, and now they like support. So I think that this is a good step. No,
Okay.
yes.
A better time for you. Okay. Well, there are a couple of comments for you that I'd like to just quickly go through. Where people are really appreciating this, and one question, eager to know: are those visual narratives in the documentary project, are they created through post processing?
No, they are all in the shot. Yes,
Was that film or digital? That's something I didn't figure out.
yes, it's film.
Film photography. Okay. Okay, well, thank you so much, Sergio. Once again, amazing and touching. Thank you, okay, for your courage, first of all.
Thank you, and thank you all the comments.
Okay. All right, so let's move forward. Now we have Julian Cabral with us today. So Julian is from Argentina. He will share his work called Triplets. So this work was shortlisted in this year's student category. And we're very curious to hear about this story. It's nice and interesting. I already kind of saw it a little bit and cannot wait for you to share it, Julian. Julian will be sharing actually a video of himself talking about the project because he feels more comfortable that way. And you're very welcome to start your presentation, Julian.
Triplets is a long-term project that seeks to document the passage of time in the lives of three triplet brothers as we go through youth in contemporary Argentina. My brothers, Lautaro and Luciano, and I first saw the light of day just 2 minutes apart. We shared the womb, the crib, our feeding schedule, our clothes, our friends, and even the same eye color. In a world that feels increasingly broken, unjust, and lacking in love, I believe I have found, within the walls of my home, in my brother's smiles, and in my parents' hands, a sense of security that I had never truly recognized before. I believe this project was born out of my love for my family. For me, it is a way of preserving in my own memory our smiles, our sadness, and our years of youth. My obsession with death, the fear of one day losing the relationship I have with my brothers, and photography as an excuse to enjoy the present alongside them are some of the reasons that gave life to this project. I started this project 2 years ago, and I imagine it as a very long-term body of work. I feel that it is only just beginning. It seeks to tell the story of our relationship as triplets, but also of the stage of life that my brothers and I are going through. Interested in expressing my thoughts and experiences about what it means to be young in Argentina today, I try to incorporate into the project the everyday lives of my brothers, my friends, and myself. The difficult desire to live on our own, to have our own car, our own space, our own money, our first serious arguments with our parents, the challenge of finishing a university degree, the discouraging prospect of working in an increasingly difficult world, friendships, drugs, first tattoos, the illusion of freedom, social media, love as something we are still learning, and the feeling that there may be no possible future are some of the themes the project explores beyond. I'm interested in telling this story through a constant dialogue between black and white, the classical and the contemporary, seriousness and humor, tenderness and mystery. I think that reflects who my brothers and I are. I am obsessed with the future, with death, and with the uncertainty surrounding the relationship I have with my brothers. Perhaps this project is the result of a tool I found to help me live in the present, to enjoy every stage of life alongside them, while also telling a small part of what it means to be young today.
Afuera, afuera solo el mundo, puro aire para brujas y un tiempo que está y se fue. Así, con vértigo y vacío, con mi cuerpo que es mío, no me faltará nada porque yo me iré como el humo al aire que no podrá volver. Me haré un tornado dulce, un perfume, una piel. Seré mi propia madre y así voy a aprender que irse volver, a volver y a volver y a volver y a volver, y yo me iré como el humo al aire que no podrá volver. Me haré un tornado dulce, un perfume, una piel. Seré mi propio padre y así voy a aprender que irse volver, a volver. Frío, hace tanto frío que no puedo más que arder. Estallará, mi boca estallará en dulce de esmeraldas, en pájaros y espinas, y un paso se abrirá y yo me iré como el humo al aire que no podrá volver. Me haré un tornado dulce, un perfume, una piel. Seré mi propio padre y así voy a aprender que irse volver, a volver. Afuera, afuera solo el mundo, puro aire para brujas y un tiempo que está y se fue. Así, con vértigo y vacío, con mi cuerpo que es mío, no me faltará nada porque yo me iré como el humo al aire que no podrá volver. Me haré un tornado dulce, un perfume, una piel. Seré mi propia madre y así voy a aprender que irse a volver, a volver y a volver y a volver y a volver, y yo me iré como el humo al aire que no podrá volver. Me haré un tornado dulce, un perfume, una piel. Seré mi propio padre y así voy a aprender que irse a volver, a volver.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Julian. This was beautiful, very intimate, and it's not always easy to photograph your own family, you know, to be on guard all the time, to have your camera with you, and to be certain that your family is just comfortable with your presence. So thank you so much for that. And the images are amazing. And then the 3 birds, the 3 cakes, and it's just beautiful. So thank you. Okay. Well, then, everyone, our presentations are done. This is great. And everyone who's watching this is definitely welcome to ask us questions. Julian cannot hear me, but if everyone else can hear me, please welcome with some questions. You have an interesting comment for you. Parisa Bajelan says, I think if continue it for years, you'll become next Nan Golden. So that is true. That is true. Okay, well, Julian, you asked probably not to ask too many questions from you, but maybe I can ask you one that you can see if you can answer. Do you know how you would like to present this project? Do you see it as an exhibition, or would you like to still continue working?
Yes, I imagine this work in a long time, in 10 years, I think. But I imagine in a book. I mean, because it's a lot of they have a lot of photographies in the project, and yes, I think it's a long-term project that with the time, I think with the time, the photos and my relationship with my brothers are better, I think. So will be better in the future. So I imagine in this form.
Okay, that is wonderful. Thank you. And I wish you really a great continuation with this project that you imagine to be super long term. That's amazing. Okay, well, everyone, if you have no more questions, and your presence was amazing. Dear photographers, this was just unbelievable photography and intimacy and emotion and so much work you put in. I admire you for that. And once again, congratulations on winning this project. And I wish that your stories are wider and wider shared with people, because these photos, these images really deserve to be seen. So thank you so much for that. Okay, one more question from Peter Avery before we close. What was the favorite lens for each of the presenters? So here's a question. If who would like to answer that? For example, we can jump back to Jubair. What was your lens, your favorite one?
Till now, I'm using 24 and 70 mm lens. And my favorite lens is 35 mm. I would like to carry my work through the 35 mm.
Okay. What about you, Sergio? Is there any lens that you prefer?
Well, at first I begin with the lens that I I found and was a lens called Tamron 28.8 millimeters. But the years pass. You can hear me.
I can
Okay,
hear you,
thank you.
Jubair.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you, but apparently everyone else does. So whichever lens you use, I appreciate it. Definitely on my side, every lens is good. And what about you, Julian? Which one did you use? Was this digital photography or film? And what lens do you prefer? Looks like a wide one.
Yes, I use a digital camera, and I prefer 35 millimeters. Or yes, I use this lens in my photos and in this project.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and one last question because we do have a bit of time. Ron Kosh is asking, what photographer most inspired you? We can go again to Jubair and begin with you. Who inspires you in general?
Basically, I always try to see.
I always try to see most photographers' work. In the meantime, I'm very connected to the Raghurai work, and also I'm very fond of kind of his name is James McToy. Did you hear me properly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. And what about Sergio?
Well, I think that Lee Lander, Roger Valen, Daido Moriyama, and maybe thinking in Peru, Javier Silva, Josep Ladrón de Guevara, Martin Chambi, and maybe more black and white photographers, I think.
Oops, let me unmute. Thank you so much. And Julian, what about you?
I like the work of my to the photographer, an Argentinian photographer, Pablo Piovano. I like the work of Joseph Kudelka, Alessandra Sanguinetti. I think this work of the cousins in the that Alessandra try to narrate in his work. I have a very good relationship with my work with triplets, so I like his work and his eye to see what is in front of him. So I think Pablo Piovano, Joseph Kudelka, Alessandra Sanguinetti are my photographers inspired.
That's amazing. Okay. Well, thank you so much. That's interesting. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone, once again for these amazing presentations and for everyone who was present today, the audience listening in. I thank everyone, and we can close now. And we're very much looking forward to seeing everyone at our next VII Community event. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Thank you so much everyone for joining here.